Okay, we're going to continue today, Sunday, July 5th, learning the Sefer Siach Sarfei Kodesh, Chelik Beis. Just going to keep on reading through different things that were said from Rebbe Nachman and different avodas, different stories. Hold on one second. Alrighty, so the last two videos we did a total of 88 pieces, because we're up to Siman Peiches. So Siman Peiches. One time Rabbi Nachman praised himself, and he said that when he was a little kid, when his mother would comb him, or I guess brush his hair, Misarekis, so I think that means that, he would not cry like other kids, because he already knew, already at a young age, that in this world you need to suffer a little bit. There's nothing good in this world. So combing when he was a little kid was considered suffering. That's pretty, yeah, that's the main point, is that there is some things in this world that you need to suffer. Okay, next piece. Omar, Las is parish pashut. A glatter parish, a simple explanation on the Sefer Eitz Chaim is impossible to make. Eitz Chaim is from the Arizal, from Rav Chaim Vital. It's Sefer in Kabbalah. I forgot exactly why I'm not thinking correctly now. Therefore, you need to say Torah. Shetorah zu tia parish al Sefer, and this Torah will be the explanation of the Sefer. And I, Rabbi Nachman, say this Torah. This is a good one. Rabbeinu says regarding the Nusach Ashkenaz Usfar, different Nusachim of Tefillah, he said Chasidus ein la sheiches im Nusach HaTefillah. Chasidus has nothing to do with a Nusach of the Tefillah that you pray. He says that you could be a Chassid and still pray in Nusach Ashkenaz. It's true. Rabbeinu Amar Pam. He did say one time that it says in other Sfarim also that Rabbi Nachman, he said, he didn't want people to change their Nusach just because they came to him and became his Chassid. And if you see today in Breslov, if you go to Uman, let's say for Rosh Hashanah, there's 500 different minyanim with 500 different nusachs and all different types of Sephardi nusachs and Edut Mizrach and Taimani and Syrian and there's Vizhnitz there and there's Breslov and there's this Breslov and everything is there. Chabad. Still be a chassid of Rabbi Nachman and you don't need to change your nusach. That's it. Rabbeinu said the world is noig, the world is accustomed that when a child is stubborn, we hit him. And then they do it again, and then we give it. Rabbi Nachman said, "Don't hit and do not give it," which is very difficult if you have children, you know that. He said, Rabbi Nachman says, "I can't take any more of your Yom Tovim." He's talking to his Chassidim. He said, "I can't take any more of your parties and your get-togethers." Basically. They would make different sudas and different things. Some guy finished this, or Malav Malko, whatever it is, they would always be getting together. The Anash stopped this. Anash would not sit together by Malav Malka. But Rosh Chodesh Suda they did do during the day and B'tzimtzum. I don't know what if people are still knowing today, but I think that the main point is that you don't have to get together every night of the week to sit and eat and drink. There's times to do it, a few times a month or whatever, and the rest of the time you gotta serve Hashem, you gotta do your avodah. That's what he was telling them. Amar Rabbeinu. Mizmar Kufhei Shabasor Mizmorim HaMisugalim L'Tikkun HaKlali. In Tikkun HaKlali, the third to last kapitel is Kufhei 105. It's a big kapitel. He says the Ikra HaTikkun Shel Kapitel Hoidu is until the pasuk U'B'Nevi'ai Al Tereu. Until the words U'B'Nevi'ai Al Tereu Ulam Kishikavar Oyemrim. But if you're already saying those things, then you should already finish it. I'm not really sure what that means because you have to finish the kapitel. But he's saying that the tikkun of this kapitel stops at the words ubenivie altereu, but once you're already saying it, so then you should finish the whole kapitel. And then obviously finish the rest of Tikkun Klali as well. Rabbi Nachman says, Tzorech l'hoidus l'Rabbi Refoil mi Barshad. We need to give thanks to Rabbi Refoil of Barshad al shehinnig ba'olam leimar mizmor tilam af bekrirus u'thloi soirus. I guess this guy Rabbi Refoil of Barshad, he had a lot of people saying Tehillim even without his soirus. Ki al pi pikudasoi hayu anashiv marbim ba'mirasim. He would command them to say Tehillim, whatever it is, but you don't have to understand, you don't have to have his soirus, just say Tehillim. And Rabbi Nachman says even that's just a good thing, even if you're not doing it like with warmth. Rabbi Nachman was one time speaking about the nation of Russia, and he said they are a very happy people, and therefore they win their wars. That's pretty interesting. Okay, one time the Berditchever Rebbe was going in the cities, like it says in Chaim Moran, Simin Ayin Reish. So Rabbi Nachman told Rav Nosson that he should go to the Berditchever and be his shamish on the way. Rabbi Nachman said to him, you think that regular non-spiritual people are supposed to be mishamishim? You go, because you're very holy. And you should be mishamishim. He doesn't need regular people, he needs you. So Rav Nosson went. One time, Rabbi Nachman was speaking with his daughter Sarah on the Goydel Milas Hachman Sorchim, about the greatness of having guests in your house, Hachman Sorchim. So she asked Rabbeinu, like in a worrying way, what's the most possible thing I could do to be to do this mitzvah the right way? So Rabbi Nachman says, what do you think? Do you have a guest? Give him another piece of bread, another piece of food. Kaimar she'en tzarch tirchu yiser l'zeh, ela she'kefi she'marbim b'neichisoy sh'loyrech b'tzrachu b'achilosay kefi she'efsherusay king gedol mitzvah. You don't have to be so crazy, like, you do the regular things that you do for a guest. You give him more food when he wants more food, you give him this when he wants this, and that's the mitzvah of having guests. That's what you should do, to make him feel good and make him feel peaceful. Nachman one time was telling a story that when he was in Lemberg, because he was sick, he had a sickness in his lungs. He was in Lemberg. There was a time that he was not able to move from side to side from the goydel of the pain that he had. This is also said over in Sefer Chaim Ran. V'hayapam, he had extreme pain and breathing problems for 3 days straight. Rabbeinu said when this happened, I started screaming to Hashem in a different way. Like he was really screaming for help because the pain was so great. Rabbeinu says, in the times before Mashiach comes, Hashem runs the world be'adinus rabba ka'avodes sivei barzel dakim hasivuchim zeh b'zeh. Like Hashem runs the world. Isn't adin like very sweetly though? Ka'avodes sivei barzel dakim hasivuchim zeh b'zeh. I guess like very intricately. There's a lot of intricacies happening right now. We don't understand anything because he's doing such intricate things, such small things, that something that you see, you don't really chop what's happening, why this is going to be happening, that it connects to other things. That's what Rebbe Nachman says. Okay, I can turn my light in here, man. That's crazy. Rebbe Nachman one time said, let me turn the light. Hold on 1 second. There you go. I don't even know what I'm thinking, man. It's crazy. Alright. It's crazy. Pam, the son of Rabbi Shimon, was sick. Rabbi Shimon was Rabbi Nachman's gabbai, right? And he went inside to Rabbi Nachman's house to ask him to daven for his son who was sick. But Rabbi Nachman did not answer him at all, right? And he understood that the refuahs of his son would be hu b'chi ra ubale beisam v'amar lezugosoi. Like, he basically understood that he needs to daven. So he said to his wife that if you want your son to live, you should not sleep tonight. And she stood by the crib and she cried and davened the whole entire night for his refuah. And the next day, when he went into Rabbi Nachman like regular, because he was a shamish, Rabbi Nachman said to Rav Shimon, I didn't know that the tefillos of Nashim are so important by Hashem. Rabbi Nachman said that she was able to accomplish with her tefillah a complete refuah and arichas yom. It's a very cool story. One time, Rav Nosson and Rav Naftali was also one of the big Hasidim of Rabbi Nachman, were sitting at a meal. Rav Nosson ate onions. And Rav Naftali said to him, we say from the Baal Shem Tov, we do not eat onions during the week except for Shabbos, because it's a damaging food. And Rav Nosson said to him, Ani lo yedea min Rabbeinu lo shamati inyan zeh. He said, I never heard this Indian from Rabbi Nachman about not eating onions. When they asked Rabbi Nachman about this, he said to them, and on Shabbos you're allowed to eat something that's damaging. If you look in Siach Saran, I think Rabbi Nachman also says over there to not eat raw onions b'chlal, whether Shabbos or during the week. Cooked onions you're allowed to eat, but raw onions, Menachem Breslov is not to eat raw onions. So I guess Rav Nosson never heard that before until that moment. Okay. Says Amar, I have three groups of Hasidim. The first group is they come to take Shirayim. The second group comes to hear Torah. And the third group is baked into my heart. And Rabbi Nachman turned to Rav Nosson when he said this, and to Rav Naftali, I want you guys to be from this group, Shafuyim Belibi, that are baked into my heart, that are with me the whole time. For Amru Anash Alzeh, and the Chassidim say on this, if you want to be baked into the heart of Rabbeinu, Tzarech Rabbeinu Lias Afi Belibo Shal HaMakorev, then Rabbeinu needs to be baked into your heart. You got to be close to Rabbeinu, or Rabbeinu will be close to you. Rabbi Nachman's Kishetziva Rabbeinu Lemarnat, the Chadish Chidushim B'Torah, there was a time where Rabbi Nachman said to Rav Nosson, okay, now it's time for you to start making Chidushin in Torah. He said to him, he said that when you're writing about Emunah and the inyan of the Tzaddik, let your pen flow. Haretzes Eitcha. And write as much as you can about it. That he was saying that there were two important topics, Emunah and the Tzaddik, that you should write a lot about. What are we doing today? I don't even know what we're doing today. I'm just going to keep on going. Why not? It's Sunday. There's nothing to do. Rabbi Nachman said, he says that the refuah and segula for somebody who's sick with the machlas yam, which is kadachas, I guess seasickness and other things, also machmas and hanasiya, he should take for his refuah yayin, wine, and he should boil it, and after he boils it, he should put in it grass that's called pollen. Okay? Not pollen. I hope not pollen. I don't know. Shu esiv mar ma'oid. It's very, very bitter grass, and he should drink it. And then right after he drinks it, then the sickness will go away. And Rabbi Ephraim, who was the son of Rabbi Naftali, Zechron Ravacha, who would come to Uman every year from Eretz Yisrael, and he would get sick on the way with seasickness. Rab Moshe Krasenstein, there was also Rabbi Moshe of Krasenstein, Zichron Levracha, who was a rich person. He would prepare for him a dud mali mizeh, a full jar of this mixture, wine and this grass pollen. V'shasu mimen Rabbi Ephraim v'hivri takef miyad, and he got better right away. So this refuah from Rabbi Nachman worked. Rabbi Nachman said, one time Rabbi Nachman was speaking about the disgustingness of the midah of gaiva, of haughtiness. And he says, also for a dead person, they could even be haughty still, from such a beautiful funeral. That even though he's dead, he will still have herhure gaiva v'kavod. Whoa, that's pretty wild. One time Rabbi Nachman was speaking about the great strength of the Yetzer, of a person's will. And he said, Koyach HaYetzer, right, the person's will, inclination, Adam Yachol Le'echaz Biyodei Meis Shleish Yamim, right? He's saying a person is able to hold in his hand a dead person for 3 days. Meaning that he sees a dead person, he sees that there's nothing at the end. But when he sees a taiva, he'll just throw the person away. He'll throw this dead person away. Saying that our taivas are so strong that even if you're holding a dead person and you see that there's nothing left after you die, how intense it is and how crazy it is, once you see a taiva, you're gonna forget all that and you run straight to your taiva. It's pretty crazy, man. That's wild. Rabbi Nachman says, Yesh chiluk ben Yehudi shepiyasiv mustar me'achorei oznov. There is a difference between a person who has his payas hidden behind his ears, like these, Yehudi shepiyasiv tuluya mitachas la'azav b'tivim, to a Jew who has payas that just go like this. There's a lot of Breslovers wear them behind their ears, a lot of Breslovers wear them in front. There's different avodas in that, even according to Kabbalah, actually. This is how I do mine, because that's just how it is. Rabbeinu said, if Jews eat mar al leil Pesach, kvar yeshu b'tisha b'av lemer kinnis, then they will also sit on Tisha B'av to say kinnis. That means that once you're already eating mar Pesach, then probably you're going to be doing Tisha B'av. Mashiach isn't going to be there. Haim Cholim, because they're the same day also. But yeah, that's what I think he said. Okay. One time, Reb Nosson was showing his Chidush Torah in front of Rabbi Nachman. Shibcha Rabbeinu V'Amaloi. Rabbi Nachman praised him and said, Hincha Yachid B'dor B'Lechadish Chidushim. You are like a Chidush in this door. You're like the only one in this door who's being mamish Chadish Chidushim like you are. And when Reb Nosson was like Mispali, and he was like, well, I'm the only one. Like who else? Rabbi Nachman said to Rabbi Nosson, he's like, who else has hagdamas to your chidushim like you do? Like Rabbi Nosson has this way of explaining things that like other people really don't. Even like you could read something and he brings a whole hagdama before he makes the chiddush, and he sets you up for the whole chiddush, which is like amazing. He like really gives you the whole way. So that's what Rabbi Nachman was telling me. See where we're going to go to. We'll go to page Lama today or something. How much did we do already? I don't like to do, the thing. Let me just see. 19 minutes. All right, we'll go 5 more minutes. Rabbeinu Amar Pam la'an sheish l'meinu sheboyu lov l'spal tefillah shmona esrei liyad hamizvodis. Rabbeinu one time said to people who came to him that they should daven shmona esrei next to their luggage. Why? Because what happens? He's saying like this. He says that the world is noig that when they come, when Hasidim travel, they leave their luggage on the side and then they go and they go to pray, right? But the whole time that they're davening, they're thinking about their luggage, like maybe someone's going to go steal it or whatever. V'zeh goyim lehem lebilbul hatfilah, and this is goyim for them to have confusions in when praying. Right, like you should set your luggage aside, set it up where it's supposed to be in your place or whatever, or have someone watch it or whatever it is, and then you can go daven. And that's the truth, actually. Like when you're in an airport and they say, "Oh, let's daven," right before boarding or something, it's hard for you to daven because you get nervous or whatever, or your luggage is there. So it's true. You should be misader the stuff before you get onto the plane. Before you should not daven before you take care of your luggage and your whole situation, or else you're not going to be able to daven clearly. One time Rosh Hashanah, Rabbi Nachman said, "K'shehivchin Rabbeinu be'echad me'anash shehechem v'dog latzma l'fnei l'nitilas daim l'sudam at dvash l'machala." Rabbi Nachman saw that one of the Chassidim took a little piece of honey, right, and a piece of challah for hamoitzi before he even washed his hands. Rabbi Nachman said to him, "You're like a child. Hamoitzi im dvash." This is the minig of children to take this, because they're going to be worried that there's not going to be food after. Rabbi Nachman was tiny on this guy, you should go wash, and then you worry about taking the challah after. Don't be like a little kid. Nachman says, Pam, one time Rabbi Nachman was speaking about the mile of going to the tzaddik. Amar Rabbeinu, if I had a tzaddik like you do, he was talking about himself, I would go to him on my feet. And when they asked him, and what about when leaving? On Rabbeinu, he said, I would run. Like he would run, basically he was saying not run away from the tzaddik, I don't want to be there, but that he's running to be Mekayim, everything that you heard from the tzaddik, and to serve Hashem with everything like that. It's true, after you go to Uman for Hashanah, a lot of people they have this feeling they want to get out of there. Also, it's a little bit of an intense place, but also I think it's more about just getting back home and starting to do the Avodah, starting to refresh whatever you picked up from Uman Rosh Hashanah, from Rabbi Nachman over there, so people want to get back home and start doing all their good eitzes. Let's do 3 more pieces. 2 more pages, and that's it. After Rabbi Nachman's wife died, his first wife's name was Sasha, and he was married to a second wife. We don't really know her name, or they didn't really live with each other, but anyway, after his first wife died, he said, also like the Baal Shem Tov said something similar, he said that if I would have known the chashivas of Eishes Neurim, your first love, your first wife, your first wife from young times, I would say, let me be sick and let her live. But don't die. One time, when the Anash came from Dashiv, which is another city in Ukraine, to Rabbeinu in Breslov, they told him, right? They told him that when Yontif fell out on Erev Shabbos, right, they were sitting together on the Sudas Yontif, and they were talking so much that they got close to Shabbos. And when they saw that Shabbos was coming, they finished the Sudas super fast, right, so that they can go get ready for Shabbos. So Rabbeinu says, Prichaze Dashiv. He's like making fun of them in a way. I think he's saying that you could change the tablecloth, whatever, clean the table up and then make Kiddush again. Like it's brought down in the Shulchan Aruch Siman Reish Ayin Aleph, and then you can talk, keep on going. Very interesting. Make Kiddush and then do davening. But basically, he was saying you don't need to stop. You just continue. It's very da mincha. You go in, set the table, sit there, talk, and then you can make Kiddush, and then you can go down Ma'ariv, or I guess whatever, something like that. I'll look that up. Okay, last one. One time Rabbi Nassan bought an esok to Rabbi Nachman, right? To see what he would say about it, to know if he should buy it. And Rabbi Nachman didn't show him like any special things, like, oh, such a geshmak esrog, like whatever. Rak Omer nu, b'nichus, he said no. V'afal pikein, Rabbi Nassan went and bought it. Achach haro shuv marnat Rabbeinu. Again, afterward, after he did buy it, Rabbi Nassan showed it again to Rabbi Nachman, and then Rabbi Nachman praised it, and he was like saying, oh, such a nice esrog and all that. And Rabbi Nassan asked Rabbi Nachman, why at the beginning didn't you praise it, but now you're praising it? So Rabbi Nachman says, if I would have praised it, right, you would have gone and bought it b'simcha rabba. And when the person who's selling it would see that your panecha is tzehalos mesimcha, hoyedoirish avor esrog suchum hagun, hoyemafkias hashar moed. Like you would have seen that, oh, you dafka want this esrog so much because you just went to your Rebbe and your face is super happy, so now I'm going to raise the price. I didn't want you to lose money, but in truth, the esrog is one of the best esrogim that he ever saw. And that's today's pieces. And we'll be back on Tuesday with some stories and all that beautiful stuff. And I hope you're enjoying, and everyone have a great day.